All right, Chris, it's week 13, and it's around that time where head coaches need to keep their head on the swivel because the Turk is coming. And so right now we're going to throw out our top 3 coaches that have the hottest seats in the NFL. Now at number 3, a guy who I hate to put on this list, but I think just based on the market alone, he's definitely up there, and that's Anthony Lynn with the Los Angeles Chargers. I know he's been dealing with a lot with injuries, Melvin Gordon hang out and all that stuff, but when you're in that LA market, dog, you got to produce on an annual basis or you up out of there. Number 2, Matt Nagy. And I feel like we talk about Matt Nagy every week, and it's going to stay the same. I mean, that Trubisky issue isn't going away, and I think until they get rid of him and my man Ryan Pace, Chicago's not going to have any sanity up there in the Windy City. And number 1, of course you know who I'm going with. Say it for me.
Jason Garrett.
Yeah! Jerry Jones had that steam heat coming from his undercarriage after that loss to the Patriots. And so, man, Garrett, he said that he's looking straight forward, but I'm telling you, man, his antennas better be on high alert because, oh, if they get caught slipping on Turkey Day against the Bills, he may not even see Christmas.
That's really the big conversation. I mean, first off, if they do lose, you're right, that'll be a travesty. I mean, we know the Cowboys are as talented as any team in football, and the Jones family's had it. But at the same time, they're still going to be, you know, in the lead or a chance to win the NFC East. So, yes, his seat is hot. I just don't know if it'll matter right now. Like, I kind of look at it like Jason Garrett right now, he's got to get to the NFC Championship game to save his job. If he doesn't get there, he's done. Yeah,
now,
I think so. I don't think
the NFC least is bad, but do you really see them having a path to go to the championship game?
No, well, I think they got the talent, and maybe no, I don't. I don't right now.
So
not with what I've seen.
That's why his seat is the hottest, because he's up out of there after this year, man.
I hear you. Okay, so I mean, his seat is hot. I just don't know if the Jones family will do it right now during the season. Okay. That's what I question. Now, your other 2, I'm going to question those flat out. I think there's a lot hotter butts out there than that. I mean, first off, Doug Marrone's in trouble in Jacksonville, right? Pat Shurmur's butt is hot in New York. It's so hot. Want to touch the hiney. Actually, you don't want it because you might burn your hand. Okay? That one. Dan Quinn in Atlanta, I mean, I feel like that's like a foregone conclusion. Yeah. And then the other one I get a little worried about is Matt Patricia in Detroit.
Matty P?
Yeah, as much as I love Matty P, this is my reasoning. First, things are not going good. And then I also get a little scared of, like, ownership is very old. And I don't know if they have – I think they might have a quick hook there because they want results now.
You don't think the Stafford injury would help him? Because, I mean, when your starting quarterback goes out, I mean, I feel that gives you a little bit of leeway. But at the same time, we've been giving Chicago hell on wheels for not doing anything. And Detroit's worse than Chi-Town.
This is a great conversation. There's no doubt about it. And it's like, hey, happy Thanksgiving to all you coaches. We think you're going to get fired, maybe.
Tell me what you think about this real quick. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. Now, you know on social media, they gave Hugh Jackson hell, and people didn't think it could get much worse than that, but then it did, dog. They're going back to Andy Dalton at quarterback, and that shows you how bad it is where we all know the Miami Dolphins are trying to tank, yet and still your team is still worse. Like, how does that happen?
No, they're horrible. They're hands down the worst team in football. And, yeah, the Ryan Finley experiment didn't work. Zach Taylor was probably the biggest question mark of all the hires this offseason. But I think that he'll save his job, and I think it is the smart thing to go back to Andy Dalton because I don't think they can win a game with Ryan Finley. He's proven he is not worthy of that starting quarterback position. But I think the other thing that saves Zach Taylor is the Bengals are cheap. And they're not just going to fire him and pay him the rest of his contract. Also young, I think they probably give him another year. So it's a good conversation. I don't agree with your Anthony Lynn. I don't think he deserves.
I hope not.
I don't want to put him in that list. I think he's still a hell of a coach.
Absolutely.
He's dealing with a quarterback that's past his prime. It's over. This will be the last year of Phillip Rivers. And I think he's been forced to play an offense that he doesn't necessarily want to play there. I think they find a new quarterback in the offseason. And Anthony Lynn will straighten out the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, but that's one thing for certain. If no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, then be waiting for Jerry Jones to treat Jason Garrett like a red-headed stepchild, because it's coming.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.